What's up, Vikings Nation? If you love hard-nosed football and you've been watching closely, you already know something big changed in Minnesota. The Minnesota Vikings completely rebuilt their defensive line for the 2025 season, and today we're breaking down exactly how that gamble paid off. This unit went through chaos, bold decisions, and unexpected heroes. Veterans arrived, young players stepped up, and one shocking trade flipped expectations across the league. Stick with me because by the end of this video, you'll see why the Vikings' defensive line became one of the most fascinating storylines in all of Minnesota Vikings news. The front office didn't play it safe. The Vikings went all in, signing Jonathan Allen and Javon Hargrave in free agency. Two proven veterans with playoff scars and leadership written all over them. On top of that, Minnesota used the draft to add Tyrion Ingram-Dawkins out of Georgia, a high-upside defender with raw power and versatility. The message was clear. This line was getting tougher, deeper, and more dangerous. But then came the move nobody saw coming. In August, the Vikings traded Harrison Phillips to the Jets, just 1 year after extending him, and the entire league stopped and stared. That trade sent shockwaves through Vikings fans. Phillips was respected in the locker room, productive on the field, and seen as part of the core. Suddenly, this defensive line wasn't just rebuilt, it was reimagined. Experience mixed with youth, upside mixed with risk, and no one knew exactly how it would turn out. And that uncertainty defined the 2025 season. Some weeks, the Vikings' defensive line looked dominant. Other weeks, it exposed real flaws. Jonathan Allen wore a new uniform for the first time since being drafted in the first round back in 2017. That alone is a massive adjustment, but Allen handled it like a pro. He brought consistency, physicality, and leadership to the middle of the line. Allen finished the season with 68 tackles and logged 811 defensive snaps, the second highest workload of his career. His presence helped stabilize the unit, especially against the pass, but even Allen couldn't fix everything by himself. Then there's Javon Hargrave. 9 seasons, 3 teams, and a reputation for being disruptive on the interior. The Vikings knew exactly what they were getting. Hargrave delivered solid production, finishing with a Pro Football Focus tackling grade of 74.3, the second best of his career and 8th among interior defensive linemen league-wide. Together, Allen and Hargrave combined for 120 tackles and 7.0 sacks, clearly improving Minnesota's pass rush from the inside. But here's the hard truth. While the pass rush improved, the run defense took a step back. And that's where the criticism started to grow. Opposing teams found ways to gash the Vikings on the ground, even when quarterbacks were under pressure. This defensive line was effective, but not complete, and that imbalance became a recurring theme throughout the season. Now let's talk about the breakout story nobody saw coming. Jalen Redmond. Head coach Kevin O'Connell didn't hesitate to call him a bright spot. Signed as an undrafted free agent in 2024, Redmond didn't just make the roster. He made an impact, a massive one. Redmond led the Vikings with a career-high 6.0 sacks and finished with 62 tackles, second among defensive linemen behind only Jonathan Allen. Week after week, Redmond showed effort, discipline, and growth. He didn't flash once and disappear. He showed up consistently. That consistency earned him more snaps, more trust, and eventually more respect across the league. Another young name Vikings fans need to know is Levi Drake Rodriguez. A 7th-round pick in 2024, his rookie season barely scratched the surface. In year 2, everything changed. Rodriguez appeared in all 16 games, becoming a reliable rotational piece on the defensive line. He brought energy, toughness, and versatility, contributing not just on defense, but also on special teams, where effort matters most. Taki Taimani's journey was tougher. Also an undrafted free agent in 2024, he struggled to find consistent opportunities. He appeared in just 2 games during his second season, a reminder that development in the NFL is never guaranteed. Still, depth matters, and the Vikings continued to evaluate every option along the line. Tyrion Ingram-Dawkins, selected in the 5th round, was another long-term investment. He didn't explode statistically, but he showed flashes. His first career sack came in Week 5 against Cleveland, when he took down rookie quarterback Dylan Gabriel for a 6-yard loss. Plays like that showed why the Vikings believe in his upside moving forward. And then there's Elijah Williams, undrafted out of Morgan State, an HBCU prospect with something to prove. He didn't see much game action, but coaches consistently praised his athleticism, motor, and passion during training camp and preseason. Williams is the kind of player Vikings fans should keep an eye on as the roster evolves. Now let's talk numbers because the stats tell a powerful story. Vikings defensive linemen accounted for 16 of the team's 49 sacks in 2025. That's a massive jump from just 4 in 2024. The defensive line also recorded 33 tackles for loss, more than double the previous season. Progress was real, measurable, and impossible to ignore. Jonathan Allen's 811 snaps show just how much the Vikings leaned on him. That kind of workload speaks volumes about trust. Hargrave's efficiency backed up his film, proving he wasn't just a name signing. This unit took steps forward, even if it wasn't perfect. And the Unsung Hero Award absolutely belongs to Jalen Redmond. No debate, no hesitation. From XFL standout to NFL difference maker, Redmond earned every snap and every bit of praise. Kevin O'Connell made it clear. Redmond established a standard, showed up every week, and became a crucial piece of the Vikings' defense. The highest high of the season came at MetLife Stadium. After chaotic travel, the Vikings battled the Giants and won 16-13. The defensive line dominated, sacking rookie quarterback Jackson Dart 5 times. Redmond delivered a massive 4th-down sack, completely swinging momentum in Minnesota's favor. Rodriguez added another sack early, setting up a sequence that ended with a Byron Murphy Jr. interception. That game showed exactly what this defensive line could be at its best. But the lowest low came in Week 11 against Chicago. A brutal 19-17 loss that split the series. That defeat mattered. Minnesota finished 9-8. One more win could have tied the Bears, who went 11-6 and won the NFC North. In that game, Allen and Redmond posted extremely low PFF tackling grades, exposing the unit's inconsistency. Now the big questions heading into 2026. First, can the Vikings fix their run defense? Allowing 124.1 rushing yards per game, ranked 21st in the league. That's not championship-level defense. The Vikings limited rushing touchdowns, but yardage still hurt them badly in key games. Second question, can Redmond and Rodriguez take another step forward? Both players flashed, both earned more opportunities, and both impressed Brian Flores with their work ethic. If they grow again in year 3, this defensive line could transform from solid to scary. So Vikings fans, what do you think? Did the defensive line rebuild work? Or does Minnesota still need major changes? Drop your thoughts in the comments because this conversation isn't over. If you love Minnesota Vikings news, smash that like button, subscribe to the channel, and share this with every Vikings fan you know. Skol!